Listen up, Alexander Graham Bell's talking machine. Arf, arf, arf! Come here, boy, Alexander Graham Bell wanted to show his brothers a trick. He could stroke the dog's throat so it sounded like the dog was talking. Alex's father had taught him all about sound. Sound moves through the air in waves, said Papa. When the waves hit your ear, you hear the sound. Alec loved sound. He loved to sit under the piano and sing out loud. His voice made the piano wires shake. When Alec grew up, he still loved sound. He also loved inventing. Alec knew that sound shook a wire. Could it also cross over a wire? If Alec could invent a talking machine, then people could talk to each other long distance. 터킹 머신을 개발할 수 있다면 아마 먼 거리의 사람들과도 얘기할 수 있지 않을까 생각했대요. Alec knew how he wanted the talking machine to be, but he did not know how to build it. He hired a young man named Tom Watson. Tom could build anything. He built the two parts of the talking machine. The standing part of the talking machine had a mouthpiece that looked like a cone. The receiving part was in another room. The two parts were joined by a wire. The wire was connected to a battery. When Alex spoke into the cone, the battery sent out waves of electricity. In the other room, Tom listened but heard nothing. Alec and Tom worked hard. 해봤는데 안 들렸나 봐요. They tried many ways to make the machine work, but every time Alex spoke into the cone, Tom heard nothing. Tom은 안 들리고요. Then one day they tried something new. This time when Alex spoke, Tom came running. Did you hear what I said? Asked Alex, excited. No, said Tom. But I did hear the rise and fall of your voice. 그런데 뭔가 듣진 못했지만 높낮이는 들었대요. 그것만도 아주 큰 발전이죠. One day by accident, Alex spilled acid on its pants. He called into the cone, Watson, come here. I want to see you. Watson came running. It works, it works, he shouted. I heard every word. 드디어 들렸대요. Chug, chug, chug. Alec was going to Philadelphia. He was taking his talking machine to the World's Fair. The United States was 100 years old. There were parties everywhere. The World's Fair was the biggest party of all. Excitement was in the air. The whole world had come to visit the fair. Alec didn't know what to do first. He might visit the Egyptian mummy, or stroll through the sweet-smelling Japanese garden, or listen to the musical clocks. It was a world of wonders. 신기한 물건 투성이래요. A giant steam machine powered lights and elevators at the fair. People were filled with awe to see it working. 이 당시 아주 큰 엘리베이터까지 대단한데요? A pickle salesman named Henry Haynes had made a new potato sauce. He called it ketchup. Haynes ketchup 만들었대요. Soon restaurants all over America would have bottles of ketchup on their tables. 그렇군요. Charles Hires had made a drink from roots. He called it root beer. It was a hot summer day. Alec bought a bottle. Yum! 뿌리로 만든 beer. 신기하죠? There were many interesting inventions at the fair. The typewriter, the sewing machine, the calculator. 계산기. 신기하죠? Alec's talking machine was in a corner up a flight of stairs. It was too hot. No one wanted to climb the stairs. Alec was worried. What if no one saw his invention? 너무 더워서 여기 2층까지 올라오지 않는데요. 아무도 못 보면 어쩌죠? But one person did climb the stairs. He was Dom Pedro, the Emperor of Brazil. What is this thing? He asked. Let me show you, said Alec. Don Pedro held the hearing piece to his ear. 브라질의 황제인데요. On the other side of the building, Alex spoke into the cone, to be or not to be. The room was noisy, but Dom Pedro heard Alex's voice, loud and clear. Dom Pedro dropped the hearing piece. It talks, he shouted. 여기서 말을 해, 이러는 거죠. People wanted to know why Dom Pedro was so excited. The judges lined up to try the machine. They couldn't believe that you could talk to someone across a crowded room without shouting. They were convinced Alex's talking machine was a marvel. 이렇게 웅성웅성 되는 곳에서 소리 지르지 않고 멀리 있는 사람과 대화할 수 있다는 게 너무 신기했나 봐요. Alec called his invention the telephone, which means far talking. Soon telephones were being made all over the world. At first, people were afraid of the telephone. It might spread disease. 처음에는 병을 옮긴다고 생각해서 무서워했대요. Everyone would know their business. Life would never be the same. But in time, people grew to love the telephone. You could talk to a friend far away, or phone the doctor if you were sick, or buy groceries without leaving your house. Alec and Watson loved to show people their invention. Ring! Hoy, hoy! Shouted Alec into the receiver. The audience watched while Alec spoke to Watson in a city over 20 miles away. 이제 그 같은 건물이 아니라 멀리 떨어진 도시도 되게 했나 봐요. Alexander Graham Bell was famous for that first phone call at the World's Fair. People often told him the telephone will change the world. They were right. 네, 맞아요. 대단한데요? 짝짝짝, 바이바이.